I thought I would, for today, maybe start with a little bit of healing and then let you all move in and start asking questions that you want answered, not necessarily specific to yourself, but about healing in general, things you see or things you experience and why that might happen, or how to do something that you've seen someone else do, or you think might be something that could be done, and we'll answer those questions. How's that sound? All right, then let's get started. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to put in people that you want to add. So as always, we'll be covering a lot more people than you see on the screen. So we'll start over in my left corner. Cynthia, you have people you want to add? Can't hear you, Cynthia. You're going to have to unmute yourself.
Now, can you hear me?
I can now.
Thank you, sweetie. I have Bailey, McKenna, Quinn, Will and Julie, Talia, Hayden, Harper, and Hadley.
Good. And Jillian?
Brittany, Angela, and my brother Kevin, please.
Douglas?
Madeline, Mark, Brittany, Emmy, Jamie, Lovey, and Maverick, and Lucky.
Michelle and Will? I'm sorry. I know better than that. I just see your name on the screen. Michelle and Matt.
The Will family, the Porter family, each one of us and our families, all of our extended families, Hermie, our kitty, all those individuals in Maui who are still struggling, and those in the United States who've been hit hard by the floods and various fires in the area.
Yeah, we'll pray extra hard for those folks. Not that God cares how hard you pray, because he hears it if it's a whisper. But it's just a way to express what I feel about them. Sad for them. Elizabeth?
So Christopher, Michael, Daniele, Jean-Louis, Cassidy, Bentley, Nola, and all of my family, all of my extended family, all of humanity, all of the angels, Mother Earth. I mean, animals, Mother Earth. Yeah. We'll pray for the angels too.
Thank you. That was an immediate thank you. They don't always get that. Neil, we can come back to you if you like. We'll come back. You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll come back.
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
Athena and Beth.
Is there someone else that's been on your mind? I feel someone else on your mind.
Or
Not so much someone who's real close to you, but someone that you did spend some time with and they're far away from you now. Might that be? Anyway, they're asking.
Well, I'm just thinking the person, Beth, that I mentioned was my neighbor, and she has dementia, and which just moved down to assisted living in a different state. So I don't know if
Maybe that's it, but it feels male.
Oh.
Maybe the guy you went to Ireland with? Or someone new in Ireland? That's the way it feels to me. They're asking for prayer.
Okay.
So I'll just send energy to everybody you met in Ireland. I don't know what it is. Okay. Mary?
And my family in Hawaii and their extended family, and Odds and Mary Jo's family, and my cat. Thank you.
And Julie?
Hi. If we can pray for me and my family and extended family, I'd so appreciate it. And those who have died, the people in Maui,
Yeah.
and all those that are suffering.
Do you know someone named Justin or Justine?
I might, but it's not someone that's really close.
Okay, it doesn't matter. They just said they would like some too. So someone you knew named Justin or Justine.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. And Ralph?
And you, I'd like to put you
Oh,
in here.
thank you. That's so sweet. Ralph?
Michael Orm and the Orm family and all of their relations.
And Donna?
My family and of course the people on Maui, but also those the first responders, the people on the recovery and identification teams, and then the people in Ukraine and everyone here attending this meeting.
Rosalind? Unmute yourself, dear.
Sorry. I'm having a problem with my skin, and I've been having like itchy stuff since June, and it's really getting old. I thought it was gone away, but it hasn't. So I would like some prayers for that. And Paula has been having some issues with her stomach, so prayers for that. And a friend of ours, Joan, she had a blood clot, which hopefully now has dissipated, but prayers that that is not, an ongoing issue for her. And prayers for, of course, the people of Maui, the tree in Maui, and the Ukrainians. And I also have a niece over in Belarus, so prayers for her also that she continues to stay safe.
Will do. Barb? Unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry. I would like to say a prayer of gratitude. My son has been indigent for many years, a lot of mental health issues, and as Wanda predicted for me, for his future, he not only has been working for almost a year, but he just got a promotion. And I'm just thrilled. And I pray that this continues because he does have some other obstacles. His car is broken down. He still lives in a moldy camper. But thank you.
Yeah, things will even get better.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, feel it very strongly.
Okay.
All right, Cindy?
For my mom and dad and some of the people at the assisted living that are struggling, and for Tim and his family, and some of my colleagues that have COVID and cancer.
Yeah. Kimberly? Or Kimber, I'm sorry. Kim?
Thank you.
Kimber.
For Raina, Austin, and the two dogs, Zeus and Nala, please.
Sure. And Yvonne? Yvonne, did you want to add anyone? Okay. Well, we'll add Yvonne's mom and her.
Oops.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Wanda. I'd like to add Matt Tolford. He's had a lot of surgery recently. So.
Yeah, I saw some of that on Facebook. I haven't been able to do much on Facebook because I couldn't see for so long.
Aw.
I did read it a little bit and I saw that one. So I have been saying prayers for him, and we'll continue to do so and ask that we all do that. He's a nice guy.
Well, prayers for you too, Wanda.
Oh, thank you.
You know, and also just add in, I want to add my aunt in. She's like 94 and a half, and has cellulitis, and she is not doing well right now. She's in the hospital. So
yeah, that can be difficult. Is it in her legs?
no, it's one, but they wanted to, like for the last 5 days, 5 days ago, I got a message from my cousin saying that, she had to make some decisions, which were hard decisions. And so anyways, they wanted to like cut her toes off now and cut her leg off. And at 95 and a half, nobody thinks that's a great idea. So just prayers for a little ease and comfort.
Yes. And did everybody hear that Jimmy Buffett died?
Oh
That
no.
was sad.
Yeah.
Pray for his
Well, I
family. Did somebody say what?
I said no, I didn't know that till just this
Okay.
moment.
All right. Well, let's get going then. We're going to start working on everybody, and then I'm going to stop and do the questions and answers. And it's huge energy. It's just flowing out everywhere, and it's encompassing the globe because you ask for everybody on earth and everything on earth and the atmosphere. Even someone must have mentioned that, because it's getting the atmosphere too, which of course affects life on earth. So this is like a massive clearing, but each individual is receiving their own energy for their needs, something tailored specifically to them. Some for your hearts, some for your lungs. I feel some going into people who've had some heart difficulties, both emotional and physical. I feel some going into people who've had stomach issues. People who have chronic pain. People who have arthritis. There's a cellular cleansing occurring. Blow out. Releases from the throat, third chakra, and root, and letting go of insecurity. We each have our own form of insecurity that we've been dealing with, and this is helping us with that. It's working on feet, legs, knees. A lot in somebody's feet, more than one person's feet. Go out. Does anyone have something like macular degeneration? Because it's working on something like that, where part of the vision is blurring and it's not everything's not making it back to the retina, or the retina's not receiving it correctly.
Wanda, I have severe dry eye, combined with some other issues in one eye. I just saw the doctor this week, so.
Yeah.
And I've lost vision because of it.
Very specific to macular degeneration or something very similar to macular degeneration, but we'll get your dry eye too.
Okay.
And
Wanda,
problem. Yes.
I was thinking of Carolyn's son and I forgot to put her on the list. She has macular degeneration. There you go. Thank you.
I heard your prayer even before you, or God heard your prayer even though it hadn't been expressed yet.
Okay.
And then we have a few people who have some issues related to aging, that they're feeling less firm in their body just due to aging. It's also working with people who've had accidents that have left them with some deficiencies. More than one of you. Yes, I do see you, Barb. Go out. And it's working on family dynamics of trust and loving beyond heartache. Like when someone in our family seems to cause us heartache, loving beyond it. Go out. Is there anyone who has a particular young person on their mind who is lacking in confidence? Yeah, I think it's more than one person's young person who is lacking in confidence, and there's a very strong push to bring confidence to these people. And this, thank you, Kim. And this also includes some young people that are like in their 30s and 40s as well. You seem young to me. You're babies. Blow out. And working on helping them to come into their own, to blossom and expand their view of themselves, find their feet and grow, plant in the soil and grow. And working on some prostate issues, some lack of hormone balance, just throughout the endocrine system. There are a couple of, well, it's more than a couple, it's quite a few people I'm feeling that their endocrine system is just a little subpar. Like they don't produce quite enough insulin, or they don't also produce quite enough thyroid, and they don't get the right signals from the glands up in their head to help them do that. And then I do feel adrenaline or adrenal insufficiency in a number of people. So working to pep up and speed up the endocrine system and the metabolic process. blow out. More release of chronic pain. And a release that has to do with cells wanting to come together in ways that aren't beneficial to them, creating blockages or too much tissue, impeding flow. And that appears to be in blood vessels. And in someone's lungs. Blow out. Anyone with is it CPOD? Someone has it. It may not be anybody sitting here, but someone you mentioned has COPD and it is working very hard on it. It's also working on some people who smoke. And clearing some ears and sinuses. Yeah, let's see. Until it's starting to drain. Makes me drain. I drain for everybody. Blow out. And then it's working with rapid heartbeat, too rapid a heartbeat. Slowing it, calming it. And then the root causes of that, which is a form of anxiety and stress on the body, feeling stressed. Blow out. And then the energy is getting even stronger. So anyone who doesn't want to feel a lot of strong energy might want to back off a little bit because it's going to get really strong here. I don't think it'll hurt you, but it will cause changes, and some people, their body is in such a state that it's hard for them to handle that strong a flow of energy. Blow out. I feel it running everywhere inside of everyone. And it continues to pick up speed, and I can hear the frequencies. It's like they're going, you know, sliding up the scale. And it's shaking loose some long-held beliefs that don't serve. Some that we don't realize we have, but they're old and deeply embedded in our bodies, like getting old hurts, you know, those kind. I won't have enough. People like to hurt me. No one takes care of me. And it's just shaking that up and saying, get out of here, get out of here. You don't help. These thoughts do not help. And they're embedded in your cells, and they're wrapped around your mitochondria, and they're in your DNA, and they're in your organelles inside of your cells. So organelles are cleaning, mitochondria is cleaning, cell walls are cleaning. And it's going in and picking it out of the brain, just like pulling those threads out and going, pick, getting rid of them. Only the ones you're willing to let go of, and only the ones that it's time for you to know about and be done with. It won't take away anything you still need to deal with. But most of you are old enough, you don't need to deal with that stuff anymore, you know. Do you need to speak, Rosalind? I can't hear you. Okay, got it. Sorry. There's another increase in vibration. And this is so high that you can feel it, but you can't hear it. I mean, I usually hear them, but I can't hear this when it's too high. It's out of my hearing range, and I have a pretty good hearing range for this type of stuff. Getting a little sense of it. It's clearing everyone's sense of home, where home is, who is home, because you are home. And bringing you home to your own center. Apparently my dog's not getting enough attention because he pulled my shoe off, and now he pulled my pants leg up and he's licking my legs. He always does that when I don't pay him enough attention. Blow out. It's working on a sense of defeat. There are some people, like people in Maui and people in Ukraine and people in floods and people who've been burned out of house and home in various wildfires besides the one in Hawaii. Canadian people. Go out. So we are living in some turbulent years, but it's all for the greater good. These years are about turning things upside down on their head and making us look at what's important and what's not important and who we really want to be as a people. And making some very strong decisions about what that means to us as not just a nation, but as a globe. So it's happening in many nations all across the globe, and people have to decide whether they want to come together or not. or tear each other apart or not. And this will lead to some very serious decision making over the next few years that is beneficial in its outcome. So hang in there, folks, because some of you have that in you as well. Blow out. And blow. There's a deep cleansing from the root down the legs. A lot of grounding and sky and like air, but also water, all the elements coming together for you. Wood and fire, dirt, earth, and all piecing you up, melding with you, strengthening you, making you remember where to plant your feet, where to put your head, where your feet go, and what to be in tune with. Tune into the elements, and you will always be safe through upheaval. For you will know where to put your feet. And if you need to go to high ground, you will know to go there. And if you need to go to a basement, you will know to go there. You will know exactly where to go, and you will be safe and protected. And you can help other people with it by letting them know where to go as well. And do know that sometimes the earth has to be cleansed. And that's part of what is going on. Just like you might do a liver cleanse for your body. Well, the earth's doing a gigantic liver cleanse. And it is big. Blow out. And you will recover. Blow. And then a vortex of energy is forming around the group. And it's going to go like a tornado around the group. It is refreshing. It lifts, but in the lifting, there is lengthening, expansion, so that as high as you go is also how low you go, how deep you go. So even the coating of your core hears, knows, and changes as it needs to change to thrive on a changing planet. Blow out. And each of you are made more aware of what you are. Those beautiful, perfect children of God, made to be you, perfect in your existence as you, to bring about whatever you came to the earth to deliver. To deliver your message, whatever it is. And you won't need a crutch to walk on. Your feet won't hurt so much if the music that is in you rolls out of your mouth and hands. If you give your art to the world, whatever art it is. And all of us have a different one. Gabriel, no. No bark. Over here. Good boy. So now go bark in the other one. Blow out. You're also talented. And you're amazing people. And some of you can hold up a stone, and that stone vibrates with the most delicious, wonderful vibration that you can feel inside of you. And the cosmology, the beginning and the end is all there. And others can lift their voice and the whole world listens. And others can hold a thought that causes everything to vibrate. And for a moment, everything on earth fills with knowledge. all of us perfect unto the day to deliver what we are capable of delivering. And that is true wholeness, regardless of what the rest of you is doing. So claim it, because you already have that. And don't waste time doing things that are not that. Out of fear, out of thinking you've been abandoned, out of whatever reason that you might have for doing something that is not that. Bring your best to the table and lay your soul bare with it. But people need to see your soul and be encouraged. When we bare our souls to each other, we acknowledge everyone's rights and that specialness that is in each of us. And we bring it out in others. And that's your job. Those who know. Blow. So go tell it on the mountain and everywhere. All right, we're going to move on to the question part. Everybody feels like they've just filled up with energy. And all that you ask to be prayed for, as much as they would take in the energy, have filled up everywhere they'll allow it to be. And that's enough. Sufficient unto the day. And I can tell you that the trees and the soil and the oceans are thanking you for remembering them. The animal kingdoms, those beings that protect the animal kingdoms, are all bowing to you. A blessing. And those who work with the magic animal kingdoms, those are bowing as well, like the unicorns and the fairies and all of those magical beings that are still very much part of this earth plane. But vibrate differently than we do, so we don't always see them, but sometimes we do. And some people see them much more easily than others. All right, I think that Barb had a question.
No, I have a thank you, everybody, for your energy. My right eye is wet. When the vibration was really high, it felt like a tear, but it's staying, and my eye is naturally wet, and it's been years. So, had to share. Thank you, everybody.
Thank God.
Yeah, weird.
Anyone have a question?
I do. I hope this is on topic. So I've been working with a couple of things I've been trying to manifest for several months now, with the help of Alice as well. And I feel like I'm kind of getting nowhere at all. Is there anything that I am doing wrong or not doing, or what?
What is it you're trying to manifest, if you don't?
Well, first thing would be a new job. I've been out of work for, gosh, 4 months now. So I think that's my big one. If that one falls into place, maybe everything else will.
Where are you trying to get this job?
Here, locally.
Because it feels like you need to go further afield for your job, and it will be a blessing when that happens.
Yeah, I can tell it will be, but boy.
Might not be exactly what you want, but there's something in it for you that is a very good thing, like a new family dynamic that comes about if you go further afield. And so the universe wants to give you what you want, but it also wants to give you everything that's in your best interest.
Yeah.
So it will respond by giving you what is in your best interest and not always exactly what you think you want.
Yeah.
And it's coming soon. Don't get too worried. Within the next few months, you'll begin to see some changes, and there'll be very good ones, but you have to look a little further afield.
Okay. Thank you.
Next. Question? Cynthia? Can't hear you, dear. Have to unmute.
Hi. Can we ask her name so we can send her positive energy for that specific thing too in the future? Is that appropriate?
Julie, want to give them your full name?
Oh,
Well,
name?
no, I just need Julie. I don't need her full
Jillian.
name. Julian?
Yes, and thank you. I will take all the help I can get, please.
Yeah, but that's something that in my heart I wanted to do, but I said that might not be, it's something I should ask. That one I should ask. I also want to ask Wanda, before you said vibration, my whole body, when I work with you and do these big energy healings and discoveries, I find that I start trembling. Now, is that something that's normal then? Because I mean, I glorify in it. I love that. And I did do it even when I meditate and I can feel it. So I'm just wondering, is that a normal type of thing that other people go through?
I think I missed the word. Your what starts trembling?
My whole being, I start trembling.
You're just being moved by it. And it's also, it electrifies your nervous system. With time and using that type of energy enough, after a while, it won't cause that in your nervous system anymore. So just keep doing it and the side effects will become less. It's an acclimation process.
Oh, because I also feel like it's a big energy healing, because right now my knee, my neck and shoulder has had so much pain in it. It's like, so when that happened, it's like, oh, relief. I'm finally getting relief.
Right.
From such severe pain that it's hard for me to keep positive when my everyday movements have been so painful.
Yeah.
So
but because the more positive you are, the better your outcome's going to be.
Good.
So go
Thank
back
you.
to that place and let yourself shake all over.
I'll do more
One
dancing.
day you don't shake anymore and there's nothing left to heal.
Oh no, I don't mind the shakes. I just was curious if other people have felt it. And Julianne, I will send that energy on a regular basis, because I know it's going to come back to you full force.
Julie?
Yeah, Julie, is it the one that we just talked to, the one who needs a new job?
Oh, Jillian.
That was
Thank you very much.
So
Julianne
got her hand up.
Oh, hi. Did you say Julie? Because it's so interesting.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll take this. So what I wanted to thank you, because I really heard the needing to release things that didn't serve. So thank you so much. And your latter part too the whole thing was beautiful, but it's really powerful. So I had some questions, actually about doing healing. I've been studying a long time. I always find that infection seems to be different than some other kind of localized thing. If you're working in a certain part, it seems to be a slightly different, like animal, like a different, and I wanted to know if you had any thoughts about that, because it seems more a whole body, and I'm just not sure if there's certain things that you do
Well, think of
In
what
order on
what
that.
has to happen in your body for infection to be fought.
What can happen?
What has to happen in your body for an infection to be fought? It is a whole body experience. It's not simply local. Your body has to marshal its resources and apply them to that area of your body where the infection is, but it pulls from everything in you in order to do that.
Do you,
whole immune response has to be engaged.
so if you were doing healing, it would be over the whole body, but it also seems like sometimes it takes more than once.
Yes, depends on a number of factors, how long they've had the infection, what's causing it. If someone has a huge splinter in their foot that gets infected and you don't take the splinter out, you're probably going to keep being infected until you take the splinter out. So you have to work both on the immune response, which is when the pus and stuff starts coming out, that is part of the immune response, which sometimes you also have to go get the splinter out too. And you just work it that way. You work on the full immune response and you work on whatever the source, whatever is causing the inflammation to begin in the first place. And I always include working on the process of all of our cells produce prostaglandin when we have an inflammatory process. And I also work with that, which I think is important when a person is having an inflammatory type of experience, which of course an infection is based on that, and the area begins to be inflamed before it ever turns infected most of the time. So does everybody know how to do that?
No.
Okay. Most of the cells in your body can produce that prostaglandin, and it causes inflammation, so that if you cut yourself, you'll know not to go banging that cut place into something because it's going to hurt if you do. You know, it's like protective, but then it becomes too much and it doesn't turn off. And then you get more generalized types of inflammatory responses that need to be shut down. Am I saying the right things, Mary? Mary's a nurse.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So you want to start at that level too, where this has been going on a while before the person ever begins to have an infection. The inflammatory process has been increasing over time and beginning to affect more parts of the body. And you just look into the cells and sense which part of the cell is causing the release of that prostaglandin, and then begin to slow it down. So everyone focus on that and look at any part of your body that has inflammation. Your belly, your eyes, your tummy, your heart, whatever part of you has been irritated and caused a reaction. Your nervous system, your whole nervous system can be overstimulated and become hypersensitive due to this as well. It also helps set up pain loops so that you have the experience of having pain, and then your body expects to have pain, so you have more pain and you call on more of it in order to, I mean, you don't do it consciously, but your body does, because you're sitting there expecting to have more pain. Your body says, yeah, I better provide more reason to have pain. So I'm meeting her expectations here, or his. and you look at all of that and find it in any part of the body you can, in the cells, and calm them down. How many people can feel that happening? A lessening. Yes. Good. I would begin there and then go on to the other reasons for the infection. I catalog them and go through each one of them and bring healing to everything that's causing that infection to exist. From the heartache and the stress and the worry, to the physical reactions, to where they cut themselves or stepped on something or turned their ankle or whatever happened as a result of their stress. And you'll begin to feel the changes occur. Sometimes the reactions being going on for so long that you have, like it's going back in time, you have to undo it in layers. Other times it's more immediately and more immediate in the response, and you can stop it right away. And sometimes it stops right away because it's just time and the person says, I'm done with this, and you can go in and do anything then because they're ready. People have to be ready, and they have to be ready to give up whatever it is that's causing them to allow it to happen in the first place. And we can't do that. They can do that. We can encourage them. We can help them come to understanding. We can raise their vibration until they know it in their soul. But they still have to find it because that's their enlightenment. Any more questions about that? All right. Any other questions?
Questions?
I have one more if, when everyone's gone, if there's time.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Mary, you have one?
No, not at the moment.
Pardon?
Not at the moment.
Okay, Michelle, you have one? Okay, I just saw movement, so I thought you might like be raising your hand. Surely somebody has a question about healing. All right, now you can add in your own healing.
Well, I would like to, I want to set up a healing clinic in my house. I need to know if I'm recovered enough to start doing that slowly. I've set out on Nextdoor thing asking for interest, and I'm getting about a dozen responses so far. So I need to know if my heart is strong enough to take that.
You can do about 3 hours a day. Give it another couple of weeks and you'll be able to do more than that.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I'd start off with like 2 or 3 at a time. And
yeah, I think that is wise because you're not yet ready for a full-blown experience of, 8 hours of healing type of stuff.
No,
but
no.
Start slow and then watch what your heart does. Keep your
Well,
blood
right, my heart rate is tending to be slow. And that's that can be a problem because that means my energy level is not good. So
yeah, watch that and watch your blood pressure. And if it changes when you're doing the session, I always find if I do sessions for people, I get healed myself too.
well, yeah, that's always been true for me too.
But on occasion, if you're too sick, and
right.
then it doesn't work that way. So watch yourself and just use your wisdom. You're a very wise woman. So use your wisdom and do what you can.
Yeah.
And back off some if you need to. And then pick it back up again when you can.
Okay.
We'll get able to do it as much as you want to, but slowly work into that.
Okay, thank you.
And you may have to take breaks, like do it one day, don't do it the next day.
Right.
Hi, Teresa. Good to see you. We're taking questions about healing, even your own healing.
I'm sorry I'm a little late. I slipped my mind apparently. But the question I have, and I guess maybe this is follow-up for all of us, how do we really charge? In other words, if you're taking things on and you're healing, even if you have the best of intentions, even if you have a spiritual pattern that you do for getting rid of that energy, how do you truly decharge so that you can stay above the fray of all that energy?
You continue to flow. If you flow properly and are completely grounded, you're sending energy from up above to down below the whole time that you're working on healing someone else, then your energy will stay clean. It can't go through that process of circulating and rotating in you without it being cleansed. Same thing you do to the other person. You cause their energy to circulate, rotate, and cleanse itself. So make sure yours is doing that before you ever get to theirs. You start that way and you end that way, with your energy moving, circulating, and your vibration very high, and you won't keep anything. There are times when you're empathy from someone, because we all feel empathy for people who are burned, or people who have lost their homes, or people who have just had cancer, or they're in the midst of fighting cancer and they're suffering. We all have that, but distance yourself from it. See the whole picture, that this is about the person, but it's also about how the universe works and how people learn, and what we came here to do and what we came here to experience, and that everything is ultimately in our best interest, even if we don't know it at the time. So when you see it that way, that everything that we ever experience in some way, it molds us and makes us stronger if we choose for it to. And if we don't choose for it to, it may be the next lifetime where we get the benefit of that experience, but we will. And so you can look at it from that perspective. Boy, they're going to have a great learning here, and it's going to be marvelous in the end. Then you don't feel quite as sad. You certainly love them, because you wouldn't be doing this if you didn't love them. And you love them with all your heart and soul, but you also look at the big picture and come to understand that if it's all in their best interest, your job's to guide them through to the other side so that they see how that is true and come to a better place with it. What are they learning? What is it doing for them? Some days, it's also just about stopping their pain long enough for them to continue to live. But most of the time, you're a guide through the wilderness as well. And that's just as much a part of your job as making them feel better in a moment. And ultimately, one leads to the other. If they understand it and they find the wisdom of it, then there's so much healing in their body, and their minds change about suffering. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I understand the basics of it, but sometimes I think that we just, if we don't do it 100% right, then that little bit kind of
It can, but you can shake that off.
Yes.
By sitting down by yourself and saying, okay, I don't need this. I'm not going to continue to carry this. And you put it into yourself, put the energy into yourself, and you let loose anything you're holding on to that might cause you to want to take on other people's pain.
Okay, thank you. That is helpful.
Because you can't be their savior by taking on their pain. It doesn't save them. All right. I'll take one more and then I have to stop for the day. Rosalind?
Thank you. What can I do to release this body breakout that I'm having on my skin? Yeah.
What has unsettled you so much this summer? Is someone you love and sick or in trouble?
Well, my aunt, the one I asked for earlier, that's 94 and a half. She hasn't been doing well. And then Paula's older sister passed away also. So
that's my sense, is that you have been deeply troubled, and that is coming out through your skin. So you need to start clearing that sense of being troubled and have faith that things will turn out as they need to, and that death is part of life and we all face it at some point. It doesn't make it any easier. You're going to cry when people die. You're going to miss them. But you can, again, gain perspective and know that they went because it was their time to go. And they won't go a moment before that. And it ends something very painful for them. So don't be in pain yourself over them ending their pain. And I have people talking at you. Two ladies are talking to you and saying that you don't need to worry about us. We are good. One is still alive and one is not. But even the one still alive is saying, it's my time. And I am ready. And when it's time for me to go, I won't go into darkness. I go into light and love and the bosom of my family. And she's happy about that. A little scared. I mean, it's the unknown, it's a little scary because no one wants to experience the discomfort that goes along with it, but it's momentary and her suffering ends. And she wants you to know her soul is fine with that. And the other one is happy as can be. She says she looks in on you two every day and sends you all her love. And she's having a good time going around talking and looking and finding out what people are doing and learning some new things that she didn't know about. And she's returning or planning her return within the next 6 years. So she's going to learn a lot fast. And you will see her again. All right. I have to stop. My eyes starting to close up on me, so I'm gonna.
One question, what happened? What happened that did you fall? What happened?
Oh, in my eye, I had stopped up tear ducts.
Oh, okay.
Some stones formed in them and stopped up the tear duct system, and it caused it to be infected. And they had to take the stones out in order to clear up the infection.
Okay.
So not comfortable, but I mean, it's fine.
Well,
I'm doing okay.
I will continue to pray for your healing.
Thank you. Love you all.
Love you.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So glad to be back with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda.
Much
Thank
love,
you.
many blessings.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.